Welcome back to the Lyfelinez Podcast, the home of bold ideas, real performance, and next-gen thinking when it comes to nutrition. I'm your host, Dave Hamlet, founder of Lyfelinez and long-time believer in pushing my limits. Today's guest is Matt. He's the brains and the brawn behind the original mobile gym. It's definitely not just a van with weights. It's a movement redefining accessibility, community, and what fitness can really look like when you take it to your doorstep. From building muscle to building a mission, Matt's doing both. He's also got an interesting take on the Calorie. So one rep, one location at a time. Let's get into it. Matt, welcome.
Thanks very much for having me.
Lyfelinez Podcast. Guest number, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Guest number, whatever.
Yeah, it is. But it's good to have you. So before we dive into it, I think it's always quite nice to set the tone of how we met. So it's quite good. We've recently launched, we went up to FitX. We've launched our number one market leader lactic acid buffer endurance product, and sure enough we bumped into each other and we had the most
interesting,
even better than that,
challenging
better word than that, we think of one, because they're all quite negative connotations. Inspiring, maybe. I think it's a conversation I certainly was like, right, I kind of get the train of thought, which we'll come on to, but we'll leave a hangover. Calorie.
It was good to meet up. So I was there to meet other people, came across you guys, looked at your products and ended up buying your hypo kit.
Yes.
So I think it's good to have awareness of that. So with the walk-in mobile gym, I might just be with a client away from anyone else. So let's just make sure we've got everything covered.
Yeah, so let's dig into the original mobile gym means absolutely nothing to someone to listen to at the moment.
No.
And we will be flashing up by this point. Tom's got the B-roll, because it looks good on photos, but it's fucking incredible inside. So what is it? Where did the idea come from? What are you looking to do? What's your background? How did you get here?
Yeah, so it's a long old background. So keeping it really easy, there is a degree in sports studies from years ago.
Yep.
There are many, many years personal training, some years being a manager of personal trainers, being a personal trainer in New Zealand. And what I determined from all of that was that I don't want to be within a gym as a personal trainer, because they're always taking the rent. You can't bring in any client you want. They've got to join the gym. So I've always been trying to find a better way of doing it for myself. And essentially trying to say, there is a business in this that can look after me when I'm on holiday or off sick, or I can sell at the end of the journey. And that was very hard to do as a personal trainer contracted into a gym. So by many roundabout routes, and I've been around a long time now, and I've been all over the place. So finally came back to this. I lost my job, COVID, got onto the driving schedule for one of the supermarkets, because that's pretty much the only job around. And as I'm driving around, kind of going, I quite like this. And these vans are quite big.
Of course it is. Yeah, it is. That's all it is, isn't it?
Literally. And I'm like, can I put a gym in back of one of these? And because a lot of home gym kit now has come on such a long way, you don't need to carry a huge amount of kit.
No, which clearly you'd be seeing now on the B-roll.
So the adjustable dumbbells make it possible. The adjustable barbells make it possible.
And that cable,
blow
me away.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
So that's it. So literally, this is so. Sadly, myself and my partner, we split up, and the funds from that have allowed me to go out and buy a van, build it. I've built it from floor to ceiling, put all the kit in there, and I've completely made this up.
That's something to note. When you do see this van, you've built it with your own bone bare hands.
Yeah, from floor to ceiling.
Not bad for PT, that, mate.
It's okay.
Or a van delivery driver, even.
It's done okay, So genuinely pleased with it. So, and literally, I've just made this up.
It's got a real, David Lloyd-esque high-end studio feel to it.
I'll take that all day.
Do you know what I mean? It really has, mate.
No,
you're in my world, or something from where I used to be, is in the paddock doing racing motocross, mate. So camper vans and getting everyone's van, a little look what it's all like is where it's at, mate. But there's something very, because I wasn't sure. I think when we met, I thought, fucking hell, you did work out in the back of a van. Is it going to be all hot and stuffy? But no, mate, you've done an absolutely blinding job in the back of that.
No, you're very kind. We've got aircon on. As far as I'm aware, and people are welcome to correct me if I'm wrong, we're the first walk-in mobile gym in the country. And I think that's an issue. People kind of go,
and you're just going to stay that until anyone shows me a van and parks outside like you have?
Yeah. And that's interesting, because people just think mobile gym, you just turn up, bring the weights out and train me. Now, here's the point. If I could carry
exercise truck, you call that, because most of it could roll out into the carpet,
Correct.
whereas yours is physically
Correct.
Shut the door and we're in a gym.
Yeah, exactly right. And the point is, if I could carry all that kit out to your lawn or to a car park or to a park or your house, it's not heavy enough to train you. I'm wasting your time.
Oh, and I know that. Yeah, when I used to do my boot camps, you were struggling with that. You just rely on distance or volume.
Correct. So, but you can come onto that. I mean, I can challenge most people. And
yeah, not many people are around 40s around.
No, that's it. But so the whole point is, and that's where the calorie comes back in. The issue is, I travel with a van for resistance training to help people lose weight. And that sounds odd because we don't have treadmills or rowing machines on. And that all pays into that calorie and resistance training. I want to make your muscles as efficient as they can be because your muscles are the only part of your body that help you use your body fat as the energy reserve it is.
They're really metabolic,
full stop.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's really metabolic.
Well,
it's hungry.
So when people talk about metabolism,
we're already getting there. We're getting there already, man. It's going to come out in a minute.
It's there. But this is the point, because I think we haven't delivered to people in the right way for a very, very long time, and there are reasons for that. But essentially,
delivered
health, fitness, weight loss, in particular weight loss.
Okay, in terms of the vehicles we are currently talking to the world.
Yeah, they simply don't work. I mean, obesity levels are on the rise, so clearly whatever we're doing doesn't work. So,
would you akin that to exercise? Because I think the access to exercise has been bigger than it ever has. I think the understanding of the food pyramid is where my current thinking, and this is why I'm going to fucking love this conversation. And we're not going to do a Stephen Bartlett. I'm just going to agree with him either. So we avoid it. But it'll be from a position of me just being inquisitive. And it was quite interesting we had that. And I know I can frown quite a bit and it may look like I'm being stern, but it's not. So for those who are in, because this is a really interesting principle as well. So if you talk about the obesity epidemic, I was recently talking about the only this morning. When you look at hormone level, cortisol is a stress hormone. So I think that has a bit to play rather than just output. Where's your position on those bits? In
terms of...
Because you said we have not delivered it in the right way to date because the obesity things have gone, obesity's climbing.
Yeah, so we generically talk about weight loss and we also generically talk about exercise. And people actually don't know what you mean by exercise. Exercise means different things to different people, and we can't agree on that. So for me, we talk about weight loss and it's the wrong thing to talk about. I don't want...
Why would you say it was the wrong thing? From what sense? The motion it creates? Or
no, because we're all chasing weight loss, or not everyone, but those who are, they chase weight loss. And because we've never delivered it, we chase a different fad every year. So it doesn't work in the format in which we present it to people. And I'll talk to my clients and go, I don't care how heavy you are. I'm not interested in your weight. You don't go into a shop and buy clothes by your weight. You buy them by your size.
I agree with that. So I would talk about reduction in fat and feeling better when I used to PT. That was all I was interested in. Do you want to be a little less fat? Okay. Do you want to feel really good?
But they won't admit to that. I mean, you have to talk to a client for some time because they'll talk their way around that circle.
Yeah, I mean, using the fat words, like I need to know them quite well. So I talk about feel.
That's it. But I want to be fit. What does that mean to you? I want to look fit. What does that mean to you? When you finally get there, they go, I'd like to be leaner. So this is the key. When I train you, I don't want you to lose your bone mass because that's bad for you. I don't want to lose your muscle mass. That's bad for you. I don't want you to lose your water mass. Bad for you. I just want you to reduce your levels of body fat. And this is how we do it. We don't do it with running and treadmills and rowing machines. We do it by making sure your muscles are as efficient as they can be through resistance training, because your muscles are the only part of your body to use your body fat as the chemical energy reserve it is.
Agreed.
That's simple.
Agreed.
So then if we work with resistance training and then we work with your food, not in terms of a diet, but just make you aware of the timing of food.
So do you mean not as in a diet, as in, because I don't like the term diet.
Correct.
Diet short term doesn't work.
Correct. Everyone knows that. But we'll still do it because we will absolutely hang on to anything that someone presents to us.
Yeah.
Because we're drowning at sea. So we'll grab onto any anything anyone throws us. So it's about just understanding people's habits and bringing those habits with us so we can get them to a better place with their food if we give them a better understanding. And that understanding is one of chemistry. So I've already said body fat is a chemical store of energy. Then we want to get away from the calorie.
Yep.
And we now just want to look at our food from the chemistry of that food.
So let's talk about, what do you define, or do we define on this we're watching, as the calorie first?
What do we define as calorie?
Yeah, what would you define as it? I think I'm very, like yourself, mate, I think that's why I enjoyed our conversation the first time, and I've no doubt this is going to be getting even more interesting, is the idea of specificity, be specific. Like, it's easy for me to jump on you and just be like, what are you on about diet?
Yeah,
like,
correct.
No, where's, and it's probably why we both do what we do.
Yeah.
So let's be specific as we go, because the keyboard warriors are going to love this.
Correct. So first thing is, I can talk to 99% of my clients, and in that initial meeting will be, so what do you think a calorie is? And they don't know. But here we are consuming foods with calories written on the back of the packaging, and that's all anyone knows.
And the typical measure of 449?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But essentially, so what is a calorie? A calorie is only a unit of heat energy when we burn something in a bomb calorimeter.
So this is the bit where we started talking.
Right.
So to everyone else, it would be a unit of measure for energy.
Okay.
Where you really took me on a new journey, I'm still not sure what I think of it.
Yeah.
That's actually a measure of heat.
Correct.
Which fundamentally, when you go through the process of science with the limited knowledge I have, you're right. So
that's all it is.
But then you took me into a position when we talk about this. So what do you call it? A bomb or a bat?
So the unit we use is a bomb calorimeter.
Fine.
You can buy one. Okay, you can get them on eBay or anywhere else. The issue is, it simply states that we take a sample of food, slice of chocolate cake, put it into a flame-proof box, put that into a known quantity of water.
Right.
We then set fire to that cake in that box, and that then heats up that volume of water by a known degrees Celsius, because we have a thermometer, and that translates into calories. That's it. That's all a calorie is. It is a unit of heat energy.
I didn't know that. That's right. So hopefully by this point on this video, Tom will be all on the B-roll and you'll be able to see what this fucking calorimeter looks like. So if we then get into the space where we talked about, right, I'm following you, I hear it. And then apparently, so there's 4 clear different rates of burn through food. This is essentially what the system is telling me. Now I know how it's done.
Cool.
Coming from a relatively uninformed position.
Yep.
So that's a carbohydrate, a fat, a protein, and then you've actually got alcohol.
Yep.
Which is, I only learned was 8, and it fucking
8 or 7, yeah. So for those people listening, we're talking about numbers now. So we're saying that 1 gram of carbohydrate produces 4 calories.
That's it.
So 1 gram of carbohydrate will increase the temperature of that water by 4 degrees Celsius.
How is that the relationship? Okay, fine.
We turn it into kilocalories and hundreds of thousands, but essentially, keeping it very, very simple, those numbers represent the increase in the temperature of water. And so just to make the breakthrough with this, you and I are not walking, talking incinerators. And to be
nothing's on fire inside us. Okay.
When's the last time anyone swallowed any food and set fire to it? Now, people hate me for that, and I get it. But we are, very importantly, we are walking, talking chemical reactions. Because everything that powers you is a chemical reaction.
That I agree with. So if you talk about where the release of energy comes from, it's from the minute it hits your mouth with enzymes. There's no heat there, is there?
No.
Because that's the breakdown of food, right?
Yeah, well, so enzymes are a precursor. So obviously your teeth chew the food, your enzyme, the pH of your salivary amylase. So over the course of our history, our pH in our salivary amylase has increased. Because we cook our foods, it doesn't need to be as acidic as it once was.
Right,
so it's more alkaline.
Yeah,
so it's not as reactive as it used to be. But yes.
So that's an adaptation.
Yeah, because we cook our foods.
In a relatively short space of time,
in
really.
A massively short space of time.
Fucking hell, like a really short space, actually thinking out loud.
Yeah. So
and where's the evidence for that stuff? What are you relying on to see?
So I think you'd have to go back to paleontologists. And again, check me out. The research is out there.
Yeah.
They have evidence.
Yeah.
Probably through dental records, but I don't know. You'd have to look it up. But the proposal is that the pH of our salivary amylase has increased because we don't require such acidic salivary amylase because we cook our food.
So that's the edge of it.
The energy doesn't really start. You see, then you're talking about energy. And our body's not interested in the energy of the food. It's simply interested in scavenging for the chemicals within that food. It doesn't know or care that you swallowed chicken or chocolate cake, once your intestines have broken that down,
it's either an amino acid or
it's
carbohydrate.
right. It's scavenging that. And don't forget. So here's something else. Don't forget that a food inside your intestines or inside your guts is not inside you.
No, it's technically outside, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
That's fucking one that'll bend your head.
Right. Because the point is, we know that we can. I mean, you can go to hospital now and they give you those miniature pill cameras to track something through, or you just pass it out. So we know that foods inside our guts are not inside you. A poison doesn't affect us until it gets through the stomach lining or the lining of the gut or some part. So it's the same for our food. And that's really important in terms of going, the food is broken down, your body doesn't care what it is. It will then scavenge for the chemicals from that food.
Oh, yeah, that's what you mean now.
And it's
it passes
only
through you, and then it's what's left,
right.
The bits that are, okay.
So a food is only beneficial or detrimental to you once your body has absorbed it through the gut lining. Until then, it has no effect on you.
No, just a bit of maybe if it doesn't like it, I'll speed it up, give you a bit of gut ache,
so
make you sick.
Yeah, I mean
the usuals.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So and we generally, what are we doing? Sort of maximally 24 hours to get anything we can from a food before we pass it out.
So what would you consider? So where do you go from this new way of thinking that you're challenging around? The measurement is technically, I'm going to use the word unhelpful in I feel that's what you're trying to suggest.
Yeah. So I think the calorie is very simple. And look, there have been projects in the past to try and replace the calorie. But
what do they look like?
They look a bit in-depth and unwieldy. Now, the defense of the calorie is that it's easy to use, which is true.
And widely ingrained and known now. I mean,
correct.
Just look what happened with the food stuff when we're trying to make that better on a global scale, or we talk about the UK national scale with labelling of food. Yeah.
So it is easy to use, but it's not relevant to our bodies. And that would be the issue because it is a unit of heat energy. So yes, I can burn some chicken in a bomb calorimeter, and yes, it'll give me 4 calories per gram, but that's not how my body uses that chicken. My body can only use it to build muscle and skin and tissue.
So this is actually, if you think, what you're saying, again, you're triggering me just to not talk over you or anything, but so this is where the grade of chicken really comes in now, doesn't it? Because you can feel chicken can be a chicken, it can either be full of shit or it's like grass-fed, and now we're seeing the offshoots of a shit chicken in a really crude manner. So your point's partly proven there, because if it was just about being the chicken, the outcome would never change regardless of the sort of chicken, if that makes sense.
So where we might have chicken that is induced to absorb more water, then you'll have less quality. But again, that's not a huge concern of mine.
Okay.
In terms of, because your body will scavenge for the protein that it wants. The issue is that our bodies will not use that protein to create the energy that we'll talk about to run around. They will only use that.
Protein, can't it be not synthesized, another word. Can it be changed into glucose?
No.
Can't. I thought there was a process. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, so it's very reluctant. So we will use, so obviously we store body fat as a chemical energy reserve, and that's made of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And pretty much all the other foods we consume are made of the same, and they're interchangeable.
Right.
Okay, but the only one that really isn't is your protein. So, and that's my point, to sit there and kind of go, view protein, chicken and all your meats and your fish and your dairy and the eggs as something that you cannot gain energy from. And I've had clients challenge me and kind of go, right, well, I'll have a whole roast chicken tonight. And I go, yeah, crack on. And they're still starving in the morning.
Oh, I'll get you. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Because there's no satiety to it, because we will use that meat to repair tissue and everything else and build.
I mean, the fundamental of the macros, what you can say, isn't it? Carbohydrates, energy.
Keeping it very simple.
Proteins is muscle repair.
It's building. That's it. Yeah. And that's my point, is that the calorie still says, it's a food, I can burn it, it has energy, therefore you can use it as energy. You can't. It's a different area. So therefore it gives us a bit of a freebie So if we're helping people be leaner,
Yeah.
we can kind of go, you know what, have that roast chicken at night.
Yeah.
Don't have the spuds with it.
Mm.
Because if someone wants to be leaner, we have to invite them at some point in their day to be hungry.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
And the nicest time to do that is at night time when you're asleep and unconscious.
Yeah, you wouldn't fucking realise.
Because I have to invite your body to use your body fat as the energy reserve it is. And again, I think we hate on body fat too much. We need to understand it's a very, very clever chemical energy reserve. And I always use the analogy, if I kidnap you and drop you in the middle of the Sahara Desert with a water bowser that can accompany you and get you all the way out, how far will you get out with no food? You'll get out as far as your body fat will carry you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, agreed.
So
whereas water, days.
Yeah, so you need the water. So we're trying to get you to a position whereby you understand body fat's a very clever energy reserve. And you also understand that our body, in many ways, doesn't really know that we've got supermarkets down the road and a fridge full of food. It's always hoping to top up that body fat level. It's a defensive mechanism.
Yeah.
It's a very
evolution.
clever. Right.
Isn't it the difference when you see, I saw a nice reel the other day that talked about, like, you know, we might not be the fastest, but we can run the furthest. Like, we were built to fucking chase mammals now, right? And they get tired because that's why we can regulate body heat through sweat and not through pants. And
and we can get
fascinating.
Yeah, it's, you know, you have to remember our bodies don't really know that we've moved beyond that. You know, to them, we're still out on the plains. And this is the argument, isn't it?
I mean, it's like that when I go to the co-op.
Yeah. But that's the argument is, so our body produces chemicals to say that we're hungry. Because the body's going, sure, I've got some body fat, and it's a good energy reserve. I don't want to use it. I'm going to tell you, the brain, to go and get some food.
It's path of least resistance, right? We're fucking hell, it's human nature all over, even at a chemical level.
Right. You know, so it's somehow we have to find a way to kind of go, if I want to be leaner, I've got to go through this.
Yeah.
Now, if you're comfortable carrying the body fat, you've got all power to you.
Agreed,
You don't need to listen to what I'm saying. I think that's lovely. But I've got enough clients who come to me going, I'm fed up with all the weight loss systems I've used. Let's go.
I think I'm going to overarch that. I'm going to, on camera, contest the whole body, encourage body, comfort thing, on a point that, like, I'm working in a topic and actively trying to do something. So this isn't me anything, and people could say, oh, you're a health brand, you could damage yourself. I want to be grown up. I don't have kids myself, but my missus does, so do my friends. I do not condone the encouragement of people being unhealthily fat. And I'm not saying you're fat. To be fat is descriptive. It's because big could coincide with fucking hell. Eddie Hall's big, but he's like, you know, Brian, the American fucking strongman. They reckon he's like superhuman because he's got 16% body fat. He's 185 kg. So I can't use the word big. So I will use the word fat, because fat is the problem that's very, very, that becomes extremely troublesome when it's left to get out of hand. And I think some of those things is why I do this with diabetes and stuff. So I appreciate your point, but I would actively say on camera, we shouldn't be encouraging extreme levels of body fat.
You know, it's how you define it, isn't it? To encourage. It's one of those.
To endorse.
Sure. It's
to accommodate, maybe.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? If people are comfortable with their life, crack on. Love that. You know, but if you want to change, and certainly enough people do, because enough people go on fad diets every year, and we still have an obesity issue.
And that's the problem. I think, I am one of them. I've probably since I'm 40 have changed a bit. I think it is, if they're happy to encourage, but I think we've got more people that are happy to sit there, and it's the only toll we're seeing now. And the numbers: diabetes, 700 people die a day, 190 amputations a week, 500 heart attacks. It's like, these are staggering numbers. And in a current environment where everyone's outside with the pots and pans cheering on the NHS and raising money, great. Every single one of you that's in an unhealthy level of body mass shouldn't be ringing any pot and pan. It's quite a strong approach to have. I appreciate, and I'm not saying you share the same sentiment. But I just feel I've been in and around this health and fitness industry, and I don't feel that it's got better by making people feel comfortable with it.
So a lot of this comes back to habits.
Agreed, yeah.
Now, we can fall into habits, or we can adopt habits, or we can be encouraged into habits by our peers or friends or family. So very often you mentioned the path of least resistance earlier, entering those habits that potentially, even though we know they might be detrimental, we still go with them because it's more comfortable.
Yep.
And that's an issue I can have with some of my clients, whereby they might be the first in their family to come to me and kind of go, I want to make a start.
I need change, yeah.
Right.
How do I do it?
Now,
Please help me.
Right. Now, that's very hard in a family or friend background, which then
is systemic.
Overconsumes alcohols or sugars, essentially. So there are huge peer group pressures on this as well.
Yeah, massive.
And that's what can make it tricky. So
do you though, I would challenge the concept of that being tricky with something that our grandparents would never have had.
What our grandparents never had.
Like, you can't tell me no one in this world is walking around.
Yeah.
Should be naive enough to not understand, like, this body shape I have. I've been told by the measures that exist in the country we live in that I'm too big.
Yes.
And here are the negative connotations, and they're real. Yeah. They're very real, and they're costly.
They're scientifically proven, yeah.
And then, so I worry my then stoicism with probably treading the line and probably putting myself above the parapet here on camera is because if you can acknowledge, well, this isn't the form I should be in. And there is an awful lot of help out there.
Look, there is. So I think the sadness that I have is that we can buy as many bottles of wine or restaurant meals as we want in our life. We can buy as many cars or houses as we can afford, but we only get one body.
Yep.
And I don't think we view our bodies as miraculous enough. And it'd be lovely.
Because of the job they do of keeping us alive so well in such shitty conditions.
Well, correct. I mean, your body is your life support system for your brain, which is you. You know, it's your sentient thinking self and being. So we only get one. And as much as the medical world is brilliant, once we have medical intervention, we are never the same as we were before. No.
And here's an ironic thing, because I'm just doing some work at the moment. We had a podcast this morning with someone that's using the combat sports world to kind of pass this knowledge with a career of high-level rugby. I'm also doing some work with GC Biosciences around them trying to bridge the gap. And they've talked about this between medicine and like physical training, PTs, you know, bridging that gap. And because of what you say, once the medical industry intervenes, and I think it's been made systemically worse by what they do because of the blame culture. Like, if you're my GP now and I come to you and you don't give me what I want, I'll be suing you. And everyone knows it. So the perpetual nature of the GP sitting there being probably accused of being terrible and relying on pills, it's like...
But so essentially, we've been looking at the quick fix since the 50s, 60s or 70s. Yeah. You can watch any number of films from back in those days with the magic pill that turns into roast dinner or whatever it might be. And we still seek that. And it's interesting that we still want an instant result here and now.
Do you think that's because of the requirement of it, or because of the necessity? Because I think there's a big proportion of the world that needs it now, quick. Or do you think it's just the mentality still exists, naivety?
I think it's wishful thinking, and also it's easy, isn't it? I mean, we're human beings. You know, we want whatever's easiest. You know, those who are ultimately intrinsically motivated, they are, you know, the Olympic athletes of the world and the professional sports people. The rest of us need third-party motivation. We need someone else to be accountable to or to motivate us. So,
which is absolutely fine as well. I think we should make that. I mean, some people can look to it like,
oh, look, I need it all the time. I mean, look, I absolutely converse with people all the time, so they can kick me and make me. I think
don't they call a bit like mentors when we're our age?
Yeah, I mean, yes,
just call them coaches.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's true.
But I think, you know, we're all after a fast fix, and the issue is they come with consequences. So, you know, all the medicines we take are chemicals, and they have knock-on effects. So we just want to be there and kind of go, I can do this here now with this pill or with this injection or whatever it might be, instead of kind of going, you know what, if I spend 12 months and I get the food right and I get into good habits and I get some resistance training going, which is pretty hardcore for many people, but very easy to do, then we can actually turn anyone around.
Yeah, I agree.
But it is all about the habits.
And consistency, bit of discipline.
Yeah, it's just, you see, some people come from such a long way back that their intake of food is so horrific. We can only move them on one step. And everyone talks about this is a healthy food or this is a amazing beneficial food. Let's just do a food that is less harmful. I'm happy just for my clients to go, well, I was drinking X number of cans of fizzy, sugary drink a day, and now I'm having X number of diet versions of the same. Now, people might have concerns about diet fizzy drinks.
God, you moved from glucose to spartamine. I know which I'd prefer. Okay. We'd prefer spartamine.
Okay, but it's less harmful.
100% with you.
If we just...
It's a step.
And I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
The problem is when we go on a diet or go on a fat, we've literally gone from wherever we were to absolute perfection.
Yeah.
And psychologically and emotionally, I'm done with that.
Fundamentally, not being able to acknowledge the fact that the person was that strong, they wouldn't be where they were in the first place.
To a certain degree. It's
because extreme self-depravity, I don't know what.
Well, that's harsh.
Isn't it? But I think that's if people can feel like, and I use that word probably is definitely a bit of an overkill, but because a very close friend of mine talks about giving himself a treat and have a fizzy tango, I'm like, yeah, you're a grown-ass man. What do you mean? And in my world, I'm like, you give yourself a treat of a fizzy tango. But who am I to decide what treats himself?
Yeah, sure. We have normalized a lot of this, and we can be like lemmings because something's acceptable in a work environment. Well, we keep doing it instead of kind of going, actually, you know what? I shouldn't be consuming so much sugar or whatever it might be.
Have you ever seen a brain scan of sugar and cocaine?
Have I ever?
Seen the brain scan of the reaction?
No.
Have a look. We'll put that up.
Probably not far. Not too dissimilar.
Scary.
Yeah, I think, look, where we talk about, so we were very good at talking about cigarettes as nicotine delivery devices.
And yet now nicotine's like the research around it's unreal.
But we don't talk about sweets and chocolates as the sugar delivery device.
Nice, yeah.
Which is what they are. And we're incredibly addicted to them. And
how much do you crave a cucumber or a tomato?
Oh, correct. Never.
How ironic is it that we society links addiction with craving? Well, that means sugar's a drug by its very definition.
Yeah, it starts as a habit, doesn't it? And then it becomes a necessity.
Yeah, and if you go, but so you could crave something, and because look, Joe Rogan talks about this drugs. What is? I think the term's too big. Drug from what? Heroin to aspirin. They all have very, very different outputs. So I just worry that is it as society we need to be more specific. Drugs have good connotations, bad connotations.
I mean, you know where I'm coming from. So I sit there and I'll just sit there and go, the Calorie misled us down that line because it simply says simple sugar doesn't matter. It's still got 4 calories per gram. So what we doing? What's Matt gonna? What would you suggest is the partial remedy? So let's say we can get people looking at this. Yeah. So for me, start with the fact that if we want to give sugars and alcohols a calorie, let's call them an aggressive calorie, because when you and I drink alcohol, do we get drunk in 24 hours time or here and now when we're drinking? When we sugar, do we get a sugar rush here and now or in 24 hours time? We get it here and now. So those are not digested. They're passing straight through the gut lining and affecting us straight away.
Okay.
And as we've acknowledged already, when something's in your gut, it's not affecting you. When it's passed through your gut, it now is. So now your body's stuck with this very high sugar concentrate from alcohol or sugar. Now what does it do with it? Well, obviously we know we produce insulin.
Yep.
And that controls our blood sugar levels.
Yeah.
But it's not magic. It doesn't go poof, there it goes. Your only option now is to store it as body fat. So those are the biggest issues for me, is simply to say that these foods pass straight through you and you're stuck with them.
So how do you, so if the calorie is the wrong way, what would you be, what would the principle, what would be, because the calorie, whilst I align with the common sense of what you're saying, I couldn't think of any other way to not help give a measurement of food that it's hard, isn't it? Gives people a feeling of like, listen, too much of that is bad, too less is good. In a realm where the variables seem fucking infinite. I mean, I've done some food labels just for fun, trying to give people 2 metrics. Where are they? They're somewhere. Mate, you should. You have to send it. Tom, you're putting these up. I'll send them to you. Yeah, get his number. You have to send it to Tom because they got to go up at this point. So basically, metric number 1 is. I can't believe you didn't bring them. So metric number 1, health. Yeah. Okay. Will this food have a positive or negative effect on your health? Now, health, very generic. Let's just leave it at health. Yeah, but it would be a good measure, wouldn't it? Whether someone picks. Number 2, will this food add to your waistline or not?
So trying to keep it as simple as possible. People kind of go, yeah, will it add to my waistline? That makes sense. That means will it add body fat to me? Okay. So we avoid using what we just say waistline. So basically it says thumbs up, it won't cause any damage to your health. Thumbs down, it might cause damage. So it's
volume, isn't it? How would you get past the volume variable?
So your basic guideline is really your fist or your palm of your hand is your serving, isn't it? That's your serving size.
So you'd have those indicators.
Yeah, so I put them on the back of the package.
Coupled with the serving size.
Yeah, so you kind of...
And then over the serving size, those then move from healthy to not healthy.
So we just sit there and kind of go, water gets 5 green thumbs up, always healthy for you. Water for your waistline.
How ironically, you drink too much in one go and it'll kill you.
Well, it's got to be an awful lot. I mean, let's,
Yeah, but the possibility of it, I'm playing devil's advocate. The people watching this.
Of course. So at the levels that we don't drink water, we don't really have an issue.
No,
I mean...
sell a hydration brand if you want to get...
I mean, bearing in mind, we're supposed to be, 60% water or so?
Yeah.
That's where... So is 60% of what you consume water? Probably not. Bearing in mind, lettuce leaf is 99% water. So, but the point is, so to say, okay, is it good for your health or not? So, certain sugary foods probably not that great for your health, so they get a thumbs down. Water gets a thumbs up. Chicken gets a thumbs up. It's never going to be unhealthy for you. And then the waistline thing is kind of going, all right, well, if I eat this in the AM, it won't affect my waistline much.
Okay.
Eat in the PM, it probably will because I'm going to go to sleep and I'll store it as body fat.
On the basis that mobility is
so chicken
down,
gets a thumbs up, won't affect your waistline, either AM or PM, but sugary food, big old biscuit and everything else, that'll be bad for your waistline at night time, less harmful during the day because you've got a chance of using it.
So where do we move into diets like the
Yeah.
Jordan Petersons of the world apparently eat? Are you familiar with Jordan Peterson?
No, tell me about his diet.
Pure steak. Him and his daughter apparently.
Cool.
By their own declaration.
Okay.
He is one of the most... I'm going to do a fucking terrible job at explaining this. I'm a big fan of his thought process. So he's a psychological professor, understands psychology, human behavior. He's a fucking genius.
I've seen some of his work, but I'm unaware of his diet.
Fine. Yeah. So you know his work. But purely steak.
Okay. What? Nothing else?
Steak, water, salt. And that's apparently so. I mean,
okay. I would. So again, you're not going to get a lot of energy to keep yourself moving and thinking and breathing on steak alone.
So the notions would be on my limited knowledge that you end up in ketosis quite quickly. But if you stay in ketosis with no carbohydrate, where does the fat stores come from?
Well, exactly. Well, then eventually you'll run out of fat stores, won't you? And then,
in my limited knowledge, yeah.
And then you can become catabolic, can't you? Which is then breaking down your muscle mass to support your life. So,
or like Gaz, he got gout. Or had no version. So we had blood tests the other day.
Yeah.
But he's living like an absolute legend at the moment. He's doing loads of fears, loads of running. He's in the best shape of his life. Got a bit of TRT. Never done it before. Like, just a different bloke. Like, looks incredible, but literally sitting there, red meat, minced meat, eggs, and we had some blood work. And he's literally like got high levels of urea. Is it urea?
Yeah, because nitrogen byproduct.
Yeah. So it made me think, we're both watching and stuff. You're like, right, well, if these people are just having these meat diets, then there's like anything, it's balance, right? Yeah,
it's bad. So again, the problem is we straight away talk about something diet. So, be aware. You would struggle to live off meat alone. Eventually you'll run out of energy. So we do need...
What about healthy fats that are in them?
Yeah, great. Don't mind those, but we're not going to use them as an energy source more often than not. So
you wouldn't use a fat source as an energy source.
Not readily in that way.
You feel like you go catabolic on a demand for a high unless you're in ketosis, right?
It's where people talk about ketosis. I mean, we're hoping that everyone can get into their body fat reserves. And that's ketosis.
Well, we all know that. Have you seen the documentary Chris Hemsworth?
No.
Netflix, really good. Did a 7-part documentary. One of the elements he does with Ross Edgley, he does some cold therapy, swimming in Arctic. He goes in the Sydney Opera, was it?
Over the bridge, Sydney Harbour Bridge.
That's it, in fucking Australia. And it's like showing how he's at height and his body takes over, shits itself because he's hyperventilating his breathing. His body thinks he's panicked, withdraws all the blood from his lower limbs, protecting the heart.
Absolutely. And
he's like stuck. And we all know when you're scared of heights, your limbs just stop.
Yeah.
And all it is a regulation of a response that your body thinks, fucking hell, we're dying. Yeah. So it panics and puts the blood cells. But he's linked to computers. So as a relative, like novice looking at this, it's such a nice program to watch because like it breaks it down beautifully. But then he goes into ketosis, starts fishing and stuff.
Yeah, so it's what we're looking for, but in terms of a nice, easy approach to that, in terms of saying we can do this the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
We have the carbs in the morning. Breakfast, luckily enough in the UK, we call breakfast because it breaks our fast. But if we're consuming massive amounts of carbs the night before, we're not fasting. So,
so what would your protocols be then? Talk me through what was some advice from the original mobile gym?
Trying to keep it really simple then. Obviously, 1, do the resistance training, get your muscles as efficient as possible. 2, break your day down into 3 8-hour slots. First 8 hours of your day, that's where you're having your carbs. So you'd say straight off the bat in the morning, get carbs. So for my clients, it's like take the ice cream out of your evening meal and have it for breakfast. You're
going to be well busy from now.
But this is the point, is if you emotionally and psychologically need those sugars.
I see what you're doing.
Because if I take them out and you go cold, it's just not going to happen.
Agreed.
You're going to walk away.
Yeah, there's steps.
This is about habits. So just move that habit. So it's much easier for me to give you that psychological and emotional crutch in the morning. If you have the silly biscuits or fizzy pops or whatever else, you've got a better chance of at least using them.
Yeah.
Okay. So a good breakfast, whatever that might mean to you, but preferably with some good carbs in it, some good bread or cereal, whatever else, pasta if you want, doesn't matter. And if you've got to do your sweet things, sugary things, do them there. Get them over and done with. Lunchtime, again, nice meal. So that's a decent meal. That can be a pizza, it can be baked potato, it can be lasagna. Anything where you kind of go, that's really nice and it'll get me full, because that's pretty much us done for the day. Anything after that, we're trying to keep it to the proteins, the veg and the salads.
Yeah.
So in the evening, have that lovely takeaway curry. Just don't have the rice. Have the flavors. So have the fish, don't have the chips.
Yeah.
Have the bolognese, don't have the spaghetti with it. Have the lovely flavors. And it's use that to your advantage, whereby you go, that's great. I've had a lovely flavoursome meal. Yes, I'm going to bed hungry. Let's celebrate that, because I'll be infinitesimally leaner tomorrow morning. And psychologically, I'm going to have that chocolate bar.
Plus you sleep better.
You'll sleep way better. You'll sleep way better.
The whoop.
You'll sleep way better.
Yeah, understanding the fact that your blood rate will elevate to an acute level, mind. Well, actually not if you're fucking unfit. It's going to be that acute level for you and I, where we are probably like a low resting heart rate, is actually going to be bigger. But for that period of time, your body's actively trying to digest food in your stomach when it's trying to go to sleep.
Exactly right, yeah. Whereas now there's less. So, and your body will put out a shit. Your body will hate you. I mean, and you can hate me in return. That's fine. But your body will be going, I'm hungry. We've got to eat something. And you've just got to kind of go, I appreciate that's a chemical signal from my body that doesn't understand that I'd like to reduce our levels of body fat. And we're going to get to sleep. And you'll sleep fine. And you'll wake up way better in the morning.
Yeah, plus I think as long as you're... So obviously we're both aware of the bodybuilding scene would suffer with brain fog and just not sleeping when you are so depleted. But you're never, as a normal person, you've still got carbs in the day. So that's be an acute level of hunger.
So it's acute level of loss of body fat. When you get down to those... So again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but where you get a female down below 15% body fat, well, they become amenorrheic, or they can do, so they can lose their period,
right?
And therefore they can lose the hormonal cascade that keeps all going. For men, you don't want to get men much below 10%. Now, those are very rough and ready figures, but it's something to be mindful of. But we're bringing people down from 35%.
Yeah.
And if I can get them down to 25%, that's massive.
And if you just think along the way, you bring up some good points before. I can't believe how fundamentally 90% of the world's dehydrated. Yeah, it's like that must be, but then your body's so good at being there.
Yeah, we do forget that.
People around me, and like the minute I start to get dehydrated, I get really lethargic.
Yeah.
Headache starts, lips start to go.
Things that people don't want to admit about dehydration is, I don't want to say to you, well, you know what, your body's that good and that clever, it can obviously recycle the water from your beer. Now, I don't want to admit to that, but that's the truth.
100%, yeah. Or it makes you hungry to pull it from food.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Where we're frying our food and baking it, we're obviously baking the moisture out and frying it out. So all I'm saying is just be aware. It doesn't mean go and drink 2 litres of water a day. It doesn't mean that. It just goes, have you had a nice
You
cup
mean
of
drink
tea?
Lifelines every day?
Yeah, have your Lifelines every day, of course.
Well played, that one.
But that's the point, isn't it? So if you're unlike me, you've got loads of fruit and veg in your day, you're getting water.
Yeah.
By the way, on this fruit, don't have it at night time either.
Because it's a glucose.
It's a fructose.
Fructose, sorry.
It's a fructose. So it's treated very differently. But essentially, again, have it through those first 8 hours of the day. So first 8 hours of the day, that's where your carbs and any sugars if you have to, and your fruits. And the last 16 hours of your day, get off the carbs, get off the sugars.
I mean, on that point of that fructose, berries, right? I didn't know, but berries are a whole different level. And that's what a bear would eat just before he goes and hibernates. Because it makes, they're the only one, isn't it? Does like make you feel like you're hungry. So it just eats.
I expect we'll find they've got a different digestive system to us, but essentially a fructose is utilized in much the same way as complex carb, unlike sucrose and glucose, which just seems to just flow through the body and is straight inside you. But the issue is any of those sugars that we have in our stomach or in our intestines for the nighttime, we'll use them to keep ourselves alive.
Yeah.
All I'm inviting people to do is use your body fat as the energy reserve it is to stay alive all night. Because your body's got two options here. Your body's going to say, I'm really hungry. You've only had some scrambled egg or some chicken or some fish with some veg or some salad. And your body's going to go, that's not good enough to keep me alive. Either we're going to die tonight, which would be pretty sad, or your body's very resentfully going to go, right, I'm going to use your body fat tonight, but don't do it to me again.
Yeah.
And then we do it again the next night. And you wake up, you'll be motivated to get up and get out of bed because you'll be hungry. You'll probably want to throw a dart at my head on the wall, and you'll get some breakfast in you. And if you have to do your ice cream or your chocolate bar, do it there. Get cracking for the day. Have your decent lunch.
I hate to be that petition, I really would. So I cut out when I think how I don't know sugar in anything. I think I made that lucky conscious effort years ago to cut it out. It was hard, but you're
very lucky to have done that.
That milk, I just refuse them. Right. And you think
people find that hard. People, it's as hard to give up sugar as it is to give up smoking or alcohol or anything else. It's very hard.
No, I mean sugar. I'm added sugar. I'm not giving up sugar totally.
Right.
Like, mate, Haribo, smashed a pack last night. Easy. That's light work. That and some chocolate buns, mate, and some white ones. Like I went a bit stressed yesterday. So didn't really have a good tea.
Have them for breakfast instead.
Yeah, I mean, I was your worst client last night, but I just refused to put it in some of this.
No, fair
so there's levels. I don't cut it out completely. Jesus, Mackie's like it's going out of fashion. Although it's just as I've got older, my intolerance to deal with it very well is depleted.
You've raised Mackie. There's an interesting one, isn't it? I've got clients who they'll move across from sugar, and instead they'll go and do something completely daft like fast food or takeaways. Now, for me, is that less harmful to their waistline? Yes, it is. So I'm happy with that.
It's a move.
Correct. In the right direction.
It's a positive move. Not
because I'm moving from sugar. I still want to be naughty.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to go and do my fast food.
Yeah.
Because I know I shouldn't, but I love it, so I will. For me, that's a step in the right direction. It's beginning to change the habits in an acceptable long-term
Do you reinforce that with your clients?
Yeah. Look, I have clients who jump on this and go, this is easy, and they crack on. And I've got clients who genuinely struggle.
Sorry, not reinforce. Would you acknowledge that that's a positive step?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because some people I question whether I would or not. But I suppose acknowledging positive step and reinforce the why.
Yeah. So reinforce the fact that we've made a huge shift. If you're genuine with me and saying to me, you're not doing sugar now, but you're doing a fast food instead, that's a huge step in the right direction. Is it less harmful? Yes, it is, to our waistline. And I tend to focus on waistline and body fat over health. Because if I can take them on that journey...
Health's an outcome.
Right. If they look in the mirror and kind of go, finally, I'm getting something.
Now I'm engaged, I get more motivated,
right. Then
more
they kind of go...
more consistency, more frequency.
I only drank 3 pints last night rather than 7.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And
then it becomes you're building in that...
Right.
That personal toolkit then, right?
People take ownership.
Yeah, you're only with them for an hour.
Yeah.
Remember them years ago, it used to be like,
correct.
I'm a PT with the hour and you've got 400 hours in a week or something.
Yeah, no, it's just absolutely.
But it's so true.
Like, I'm not a miracle worker. So you're only seeing me for 1 hour. We're only chatting and you've already got habits inlaid. So a big discussion with my clients is they come and go, I had a terrible night last night. I did everything wrong. And I go, no. You had a normal night. Before you met me and we chatted, 2 pizzas on a night and ice cream was a normal night. There's nothing bad about it. So if you did that last night, and we've done this for a month now, and don't worry about it, it's just a normal night. Tonight,
move on.
No carbs, correct.
I think that's very, very important for anyone listening to this.
Massively.
We talk about some basic stuff, and I say this quite a bit, but I think I heard it from Conor McGregor, living in the past is depression, the future's anxiety, being present's okay. And I think when you're on a mission really, and you're fighting for anyone out there that's trying to get in the game, and by the way, anything I've said is completely on the contrary to how you might digest this as being against all this or thinking it's easy. I'm all for it, but I think the biggest thing I have of being consistent is I just don't dwell on it. It's just like, right, over the last 25 years, it's a blip.
So we've been coerced or institutionalized to judge ourselves harshly because of some dieting institutions where you weigh in and you haven't lost the weight.
Attend that stuff still. It's crazy.
And they go, oh, well, you haven't done that well. And we're almost taught to chastise ourselves. Whereas we're just sitting there going, you know what? Yeah, it didn't go great last night, but that's simply a normal day from your past. We'll just go again tonight.
Back to baseline for a split
second.
second.
Go again tonight. It's not It's not a bad night. There's nothing bad about what you did because it's what you've done for the last 10, 20, 30 years. But just because you've met me and we've chatted, you now acknowledge that maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You then say it's bad. It's not bad. Don't self-chastise. Don't self-flagellate.
Yeah.
Just, okay, let's go again tonight.
Let's just
go again tonight.
So plans, original mobile gym, we can obviously all tell me if we've dissected the calorie, I can definitely see your point. And I think it's refreshing. You've got a firm set of principles there, I think, which is useful for a majority of people that need the support. I suppose.
Trying to simplify it and I'm very happy for people to challenge it. And it's very hard for people to move beyond the calorie. But my essential challenge to them is, what is a calorie? And most people don't know.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And I find that very odd. It's not their fault. It's no one's fault. We were given it and we've just run with it. Yeah. Don't forget, when scientists first gave us a calorie, even they said it's a proxy unit.
Yeah.
It's a standing unit for something.
Then education's morphed, isn't it? I mean, I've got to be honest. I've been in fitness now. I've always been fit, but in fitness since I left the army. 22 I would have been when I was still in. Did I really understand what a unit measure of calories were? Probably not until I was like a couple of years into PTing. When I got, my clientele started to change. I was dealing with a lot more athletes who like fundamentally. Yeah. And the way I was at the time was not through what I knew. It was just through the volume of exercise I'd done for like 15 years. Yeah. Yeah. So I only started learning. So I can't lean on to people too much. But also it's just, we looked at GPs, a doctor's degree. They do 12 hours of nutrition training.
Oh, I think they get maybe 5 days. That's about it.
Yeah, correct. I think we could Google it. It was 12 hours, which would be split up over 5 days. But you're like, well, but then rightly so, they're there to fix things, not necessarily be nutritionists or dietitians.
They're brilliant with, disease, infections and everything else. But when it comes to food, they're like, meh. And we obviously do refer people to diet institutions from doctors before they're allowed to do surgery and stuff. But
this is simple for me. We should be taught at school. You should be taught how you work.
Wouldn't it be lovely?
Let's learn Pythagoras' theorem. No, fuck off. Let's learn how my body works first.
It'd be lovely to get some respect for our bodies because it's the only one we're going to get for our life.
Yeah. And to your point, like this isn't egotistical either. I know I look a lot younger than my age. I know why. I've just had exercise as an anchor and at a high level for so long.
Yeah.
I've definitely felt the knock-on effect the last probably 18 months, so you don't use it, you lose it, or being unappreciative of how it is.
I think, life moves through stages, doesn't it? So you might, drop the training out for a while whilst you focus on business or family or friends or whatever else, and then you come back to it. It's always there in the background. Yeah. And as long as you know you can come back to it.
Yeah, there's a base, a bit like, that's why the Lyfelinez things like it is, it ebbs and flows, but it'll always be there, it's always present.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
But I definitely, and hydration, again, it's not just because we've got the company, it's like, skin, hair, nails, you can't start to engage, or your body won't engage in a healthy weight loss program in the absence of it because it'll panic. Yeah. It's going to create you to be hungry when it's trying to source liquid.
I think just be aware we are 60% water, give or take. Again, look up the real levels online, but so just be aware that it's good to consume, plenty of fluid in some form.
Yeah. Without shout, alcohol, beer. Madry, it's decent. I'm joking.
No, stop it.
Look, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. I could sit here for the rest of the afternoon and chat, but I know you've got to get off. I'd be really keen. Hopefully, we'll catch up with you in a few months. You've got some plans for? Yeah. Can we say that?
Yeah. Yeah. So look, plans.
Where are you taking
plans? So, firstly, it appears that I can't write for toffee, so the book is being rewritten. So there is a book out there which will get done. So that's being rewritten.
And what the book's about?
The book is being retitled, but clearly it's about the calorie. But it's
You're going to call it, let's coin the title on the podcast.
No, because I've got to take that title away. I've got to change it. So it's being changed. I'll come back to you on that one.
Fine.
So it's being rewritten.
TBC.
Yes. Third iteration of the app is being developed again. So I had an app before twice. I've now teamed up with another company. So that's on its way, which I think that's going to be very cool. That won't just be a static, bland app. That's going to be quite exciting. And I'm excited by that. That's going to be good fun.
Book.
App. And then hopefully some more gyms.
So if someone likes the idea of what they will have seen on the podcast, essentially you can see, mate, I think you're creating something very scalable in your mindset. It's from an awful lot of experience, which I'm also bought in for. There's a lot of people out there who've just done a crash course in TikTok, maybe bought a digital asset thing that was sold for 99p or something. It was maybe I bloody nearly got me wrong.
I've only been doing this for about 30 years.
Oh, that's cool.
And I've been...
Is that it?
Yeah.
Why haven't we got on? I don't know why you're on here.
And then I've been shouting into the wind or the gale for a lot of years about the calorie, and there's kind of no point. So, to get the company going, to get other personal trainers on board, to get more gyms out there, gives it more validity and spreads the word. And if we can do nothing more than help future generations reduce their propensity for obesity, that'd be amazing.
Propensity. I'm not sure what that means.
The likelihood.
Yes. So every day's a school day, kids.
So, that'd be great. If it's really important, and somehow we failed ourselves. So if we can,
and I think this is probably, would I be wrong in saying this is where you get the drive to just a bit like me sometimes. We could just not bother, but does that make it any better? And it won't change the outcome.
Look, everything's on the line for this. I mean, I have nothing else. I mean, the funds that I got, out of the sale of the house, it's all gone into this. There's nothing else going on. And literally this is 100% of what I do. So it's exciting. I know I'm alive. It scares the life out of me, but it's great fun.
Good.
But loving it.
So if you're interested, because I think these are very cool, reach out. You can reach out to me, we'll put you in touch. All the links to Matt will be available anyway. We'll definitely I think we should need to do some sort of, something we can do. But the people that come on the podcast, we generally go and do some content series. We just had Will Foden, Built for Pressure, top performance coach, specializes in the personal, professional, and the physical. Just use me as a test case. He deals with like the people that are trying to be the top percent of themselves. We did a 3-part series, went over to Shropshire Embers, Shropshire lad. He's a hell of a barbecuer and chef and influencer. So we spent a morning talking about the professional and the mental. Did a bit of a personal one on myself, and then we did some stuff in the gym. We've just had Craig Rutherford for Vagabond, ex-rugby player, combat mixed martial arts, like combat sports specialist, trying to use the medium of combat sports to help men deal with mental health. No. We'll be doing similar stuff with him. We've got some partners with the GC Biosciences guys do blood work. I think there's got to be something there, mate, where we bring together some sort, I don't know, some session. In fact, we had the guy from UK Calisthenics on yesterday. I feel like there could be an amalgamation of a Friday or a Saturday afternoon of a workshop of, I don't know, the evolution of fitness somewhere.
Happy to come down.
Mate, sounds good.
Yeah, we keep it simple.
Yeah, you tell me what we need to do. But mate, absolutely love what you're doing. Sure, we'll speak again soon.
Very kind. Thank you ever so much for having me down. Really appreciate it.
Big respect for Matt for just literally pulling up and dropping knowledge, quite literally. If you're about that no excuses lifestyle, this is the energy you need on your radar. Hit follow, leave a review, spread the word. And if you haven't yet, check out our full performance range. We've got Endure Plus right through to our new gummy stack. It's now live at lyfelinez.com. Go check out Matt in the LinkedIn description, or linked description, should I say. LinkedIn, he's on there as well. Till next time, stay mobile, stay mission focused, and push the line. I'm not even sure what the fucking line is.